Everyone who's new here, and of course those of you who are back again, great to have you here. In this video we are going to talk about Render, TAO, Kaspa and ONDO. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. So let's just start with Render. So basically, what did we say about Render? We have said double bottom pattern. If the $3.97 breaks to the upside, then the chance is high that we should see the $4.08 to $4.13. There was a fair value gap. So I can take this one out from the chart. We have also said that from there we can also sell off. So far we didn't activate any kind of bearish chart pattern for Render. We have formed one, so this head and shoulders formatation. It is on the chart right now, but the $3.70 have to break to the downside. Then the target is going to be the purple box between $3.35 to $3.26. I can still imagine that the price can go a bit more up into this fair value gap and from here sell off. That would also mean that the RSI can get a bit up before we sell off in the RSI to form a higher low in the RSI. That would mean the price is going to be somewhere here or here, and then we would have also a bullish divergence for Render. If we now look over TAO, then we can say that TAO broke support to the downside, $360. It is currently resistance and we are retesting it. I can still imagine we have a fair value gap up to $370, so we can get a bit more up. I'm already in a TAO short position, but I keep in mind that $370 we can get there, and from here sell off. If we now look over the bigger chart pattern, this looks also to me like an head and shoulders formatation. And if we then break the 347 to the downside, then I doubt that the target is going to be 334. I think there we are just going to see a small bounce, but it should also break. $314 is going to be the next target in my opinion. So we have to see. I would say once we take out those tops here, then we have something more bullish. But as long as we don't, then I actually would say $315 is more realistic than starting a push to the upside. I still think that we are going to sell off into $314, but from here start a nice push. I also got a comment where someone asked me where the target of TAO is going to be, and I've promised you that I'm going to show you that real quick. So we have to go into the 8-hour chart. And actually I have to take out all the price marks, so you are going to see it far better. But that would be too much work right now. What I think is that we have formed an inverted head and shoulders formatation. For that, we have to break the $497 to the upside. So this green trend line. If we do, then the first target is going to be the length of one shoulder, $680. The maximum extension, which is this head here, $830. We also have on the chart a falling wedge, which broke to the upside. Target $745. So I can imagine that once we break the $496 to the upside, that we should see our top between $680 to $830. And it might be possible that the altcoin season might end it then. Unless we have more chart patterns which are directing us for far higher prices. Yeah, I don't want to say that TAO can go to 1.6k. So basically I would take it out from the chart before someone thinks that. But if I have a chart pattern which tells me that, then yes, it would be possible. But so far, we don't have it. So I think we also need one last shakedown. I also expect that this fair value gap is going to get closed down below here, lower than 314 US dollar, also to fish all the stop losses which we have built. So here, everyone who went into long positions on a bigger time frame, like for example here and here, and also in that market stage, they put the stop loss lower than the lows. And everyone else who's, if we sell off, everyone else who's going to get into a long position is going to set a stop loss either lower than here or lower than here. And I think we are going to fish them. So, but first we have to sell off, right? Anyway, I think I don't have much more to say. It looks like to me that we have a bit upside potential, and the upside potential for most coins is 2 to 3%. So for TAO, it's 2.8%. For Dogecoin, Render, it should be 3%, round about that. Then sell off. So basically, one less push, and then I think the rocket can start for the altcoins. We also see it in the Bitcoin dominance. Here we had our bear flag, it broke to the downside, and now we are forming a bearish pennant. So basically, if the 59.27% breaks to the downside, then I think we are going to sell off in the Bitcoin dominance. That means that the money which is currently in Bitcoin switches into the altcoins. I would also say that the Bitcoin dominance can do one more push before it sells off. So let's get into Kaspa. So for Kaspa, we have set 9.1 cents. If they break to the upside, then we can see the 9.3 cents to 9.5 cents, but from there we should sell off. We already went into a short trade down below here, but we kept in mind this movement here looks corrective into the up to 9.5 cents, 9.3 cents. And then we have seen here on the Monday a first push to the downside. And this usually happens if we see Friday, for example. This was here Friday, sharp sell-off. Then we see a consolidation over the weekend, which is not impulsive. Yeah, we are just closing the fair value gaps. For example, here we closed 50% of the fair value gap. And on Monday, we start with an impulsive sell-off. What do we get right now? It's not impulsive. So this is impulsive to the downside. This is corrective to the upside. To be bullish, we need to see the same what we have here. Impulsive sell-off, we need to see an impulsive buy-up. And I would say, here's a price mark, 9.1 cents. If they break to the upside, then we have actually a falling wedge in bright blue, which would get activated. And then I can imagine the chance is very high to get an impulsive buy. That the price pushes to the upside, similar to what we have seen within the sell-offs. So then I would invalidate my bearish targets. But for now, it's still on the chart, 7.9 cents. We can also adjust it now, we have to. So basically, it's currently 8.2 cents, unless we form more bearish chart patterns which direct us for lower prices. So what about ONDO? We have said about ONDO that we are within a rising wedge, which is a bearish chart pattern, and that would just get us in consolidation into the $1.03 to $1.05. Here we went into that area. So let me take it out from the chart. We have also invalidated the falling wedge. I can take this one also out of the chart. But what we have right now is our huge resistance box, where you can see we broke it here to the downside, We tried to break it to the upside, but we got rejected first. In the second attempt, we broke it to the upside, got rejected in the upper part, got support in the lower part, got rejected in the upper part. So basically, now it's resistance. And we have fair value gaps. This box here is a fair value gap. So I can imagine that we should see the 98 cents to $1. And from here, the chance is high that we sell off. And once we break the current price mark is 95 cents, but over the time it's going to move. But it's still going to be in the area 95 to 94 cents. Then this bearish chart pattern, a head and shoulders formatation, is going to get activated. And this right here would just be a dead cat bounce. And then we see something like this. If this is going to happen, price target 88 cents, even down to 84 cents. And for sure we have said about Kaspa that Kaspa looks like that it's not going to sell off much. But if ONDO is going to sell off into 84 cents, if Dogecoin is going to sell off into 18.8 cents, if Render is going to sell off into $3.30, Kaspa is going to sell off far more than that. We just don't have the chart pattern. We just have fair value gaps down below here. And the fair value gaps would be 7.9 cents to 7 cents. So just because we don't have a chart pattern, it doesn't mean that this can't happen. So with that said, yesterday I haven't done a video. It was because nothing happened. It was a Sunday, and I've told you on Saturday, if the Sunday is going to be boring, if we are just going to consolidate more into our targets, then I'm not going to do any kind of video unless I see something new. I haven't seen anything new. It started today at Monday that we sold off that much, and I think that we are not going to be done. We can also think about something like this, where we take the length of the first sell-off, we put it here to the consolidation, to the upside, and then we can also see that there is more space to the downside. And also on the smaller time frame, we can take this sell-off and we put it here into the fair value gap. Then also here a lower low is still usual in my opinion. I still expect that. Why? Because those are very impulsive sell-offs. And it looks like that we always got dead cat bounces, which are not impulsive. So I can still think about lower prices. Once I change my position, means I go from bearish to bullish, because I see a bullish, not a bullish divergence, I see a bullish reversal. If I see a bullish reversal, and yes, it is combined with bullish divergences, inclusively breakouts, then I will keep you informed in worst case scenario via the with the community posts. So basically, stay tuned and we see each other in tomorrow's update.